Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and today we're going to be talking about what happened to Batgirl in the Injustice universe. Now, since the Injustice universe is kind of set in its own realm, they're available to take influences from different story arcs from different times, whether that be post or pre-New 52. One of these that were taken into account was the Killing Joke. Allow me to explain. You see, a few years ago, Barbara Gordon, the daughter of Commissioner Gordon, head of Gotham PD, became Batman's new protege, and she was arguably one of the best sidekicks that Bruce had taken in. Now, despite her amazing skills and crazy levels of intelligence, she'd be crippled by the Joker in the Killing Joke. Now, though she was crippled from the waist below, she continued to work with Bruce under the persona of Oracle, where she would help him with intel and anything he needed, as long as she had any form of digital device within her grasp. Now, after the regime is established, Lois is dead, and Batman is crippled, Oracle does take a back seat, only making somewhat very brief appearances during year 2 in the comics, where she's working alongside her father to help them push back Superman's regime from invading Gotham. Now, during this time, Jim has in fact developed cancer and is slowly dying, and reveals to her that he's always known that she was Batgirl, and because of this, he wants to work alongside the insurgency to help save Gotham. Now, during the climax of year 2, when the war rages between the Green Lanterns and Superman's regime, Barbara is broadcasting worldwide a video about how Superman is a complete monster. But during this live feed, Cyborg is trying to track her down, and nearly does until her father Jim Gordon steps in. He in fact travels to the Watchtower and takes the green kryptonite pill in order to knock him out, but unfortunately, due to excessive use of this green kryptonite pill, it makes his cancer worse. So he shares his last few moments with Barbara and Bruce before he unfortunately does pass away. Now, Barbara does disappear for year 3 of the comics, but does resurface during year 4, where she goes under experimental surgery to have her spine be repaired. This is in fact a success, and she joins the insurgency alongside Bruce, despite not wanting her to get involved with being a superhero anymore. Now, during year 4, she fights alongside Bruce and the gods in order to take down the regime, but of course this does fall apart when the new gods intervene, taking away the older gods and allowing this world to forge its own future. And this leads to year 5, where she plays a much more significant role. You see, during year 5, there's no outside interference, and Batman's forces are extremely low, as many have left to save their own lives or have perished in battle. Now, during year 5, she's able to save Catwoman from the regime's grasp, and later during the end, she alongside Batwoman are in fact able to connect together some generators to pull forth heroes from another dimension, as they are fighting a losing battle at this point. But during them doing this, Batwoman is killed, but her death is not in vain, as by the two doing this does tie into Injustice Gods Among Us. Now, she doesn't actually appear within that game in the main story, but does appear as DLC, and we can only presume that she fought alongside the insurgency during the final battle. Now, after this, Barbara attempts to help Bruce reforge the world into what it originally was, and this is where the Injustice 2 comics kind of come in. Now, they are far from over, and we don't really know what's kind of going on here, but Barbara does appear a lot here and kind of organizes her own team to help him out. Of course, we don't see her in Injustice 2 either, and she isn't really mentioned, so we don't know whether or not something happened to her during these Injustice 2 comic books, or if she's just kind of around in Injustice 2, because we don't really hear anything about her. And hey, I mean, we have Lucius Fox being featured in the game, why not Barbara Gordon? So for now, we can only kind of presume what's happened to her, but the Injustice comic book series have a tendency to be extremely brutal with character deaths, so her possibly being killed off is always within the realm of possibility, so please do keep that in mind. Now, personally, I do hope that this character still remains alive. It's nice to see a protege of Batman that doesn't want to kill him and isn't well dead, so I feel like Barbara can really kind of embody the heart and soul of what Batman is. With the lack of family that Bruce now has, I feel like she could play a very significant role as someone Bruce can reach out to and find some comfort in, because the Batman family has really been turned upside down ever since the Injustice universe has started. Dick Grayson is dead, Jason Todd is doing something. I personally don't know how canon his appearance in the game is. The last time we saw Tim Drake, he was in the Phantom Zone, and Damian continues to always be on the wrong side of the law, as he really just doesn't get along with Pops. So it is nice to actually see him get along with one of his proteges. So I do hope to see her appear later on, and I hope for the love of God they don't give her the same treatment they gave her in the Killing Joke movie. god, that was so unnecessary. Anyway, that's kind of it for now, guys. Next week's video, I will be talking about Ares and what he's actually doing during Injustice 2, as the character actually does work in such a way that it's very intriguing, and his motives throughout the comics and even into the game are very odd. He basically plays the things that are in his favor, which does make him not only a very interesting character, but that of a very interesting antagonist. So yeah, please do keep an eye out for that. Now just a heads up for later on this week, I'll be doing a full-blown review of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and whether or not it's actually worth your time, so keep an eye out for that this weekend. Now before this video wraps up, guys, if possible, let's try getting it to about 500 likes. It's a great way of supporting this channel, as YouTube's ad system is hella broken right now, so by giving it a thumbs up, it helps out not only this video, but this channel as a whole. Now as always, guys, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I'll see you all next time.